Is One for All a good perk? I'm about to find out. I have a multi-mop CCX here with the One for All perk. As you can see, the description is vague in true Bungie Destiny fashion. Hitting 3 separate targets increases damage for a moderate duration. We don't know anything about the duration. We don't know about the damage increase. We don't really know nothing. We just know it increases damage. So I have this weapon, and I also have a corrective measure with feeding frenzy on it. And I'm going to test between the two of them a couple of different criteria just to see how this perk actually functions and if it does a few things that I always check for on a perk. All right, so let's start with body damage 866 and headshot is hold still 1435. 866, 1435. Oh, and I did forget to mention that I don't have any of the spec perks on, so no minor spec, no major spec, nothing like that. So these should be just the perk itself. One shot, you can see One for All pops up, and then a 2 on a second shot, but each shot does not increase the damage. It looks like you do have to have all 3 stacks active for the damage to increase, and you can see, okay, about 10 seconds or so. And let's see. So that's 1169. That is 1169. I didn't get a critical. Let me make a note of that. 1169 for body shot with perk active. All right, and then crit 1936. Next test. Let's see. Got some guys up here, right? 1, 2, 3. All right, so I've activated the perk. I've got 3 stacks. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I can't extend the perk by shooting 3 more guys. 1, 2, 3. All right, activated the perk again. Let's get a kill. Kill. Okay. So it does not appear that you can extend the perk. Unfortunate. That would be kind of nice since it really seems to be focused on ad clearing. All right, One for All active. Interesting. That did something, and I'm not really sure yet. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more testing on that. Before I go back to that test, let's do one more thing. So 1, 2, 3. All right, I've got it active. I swapped to a weapon without One for All. So the perk doesn't go away. That's good. You can swap on and off. All right, so the results from the first pass through, a critical without the perk active is 1435. With the perk active, that is 1936. So that actually turns out to be a 35% damage increase. That is not too shabby at all. There's still the outstanding question. I'm not sure what's going on. I had the submachine gun out, activated One for All, swapped to the heavy machine gun, shot a few more ads, and it started to activate like ×2. But it doesn't seem like that actually had any impact on the damage involved. So I'm not really sure what it's doing there. Let me just do a quick test of that to see if I can figure it out. All right, so I made a discovery during the last pass of this lost sector doing testing. Whenever you activate the perk, let's say that I activate it on my submachine gun here, and then I swap to my heavy machine gun, which also has the perk active, I still see the perk counting down, and I assumed that meant that the perk was active for this weapon as well, since they both have One for All. That is not the case. So whichever weapon you activate it on, that is the only weapon that the damage applies to. And so if I wanted to activate it again on my heavy machine gun, I would have to shoot 3 ads to shoot 3 enemies, and then the perk will be active for 10 seconds there. That kind of stinks. I was expecting that if you've got One for All that it would carry through, because Frenzy does that. Frenzy will carry through. So that's a little bit disappointing, but let me just do one more verification to make 100% sure. All right, so we activate it. And then we get a... You know, it's really frustrating. Okay, let's activate the perk on submachine gun. Heavy 4011. 4011 is the crit damage without the perk active. So even though it was in the bottom left hand corner active for my submachine gun, it does not carry over to the heavy machine gun. For the next test, let's make 100% sure that it works with a spec mod. So we are going to use a minor spec on my submachine gun. We'll go up here, pop this guy. All right, trying again. 1, 2, 3. One for all is active. $2087 with a minor spec mod equipped, so that does look good. Okay, now on to the bubble test. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. That's good. Weapons of light. Oh, come on. Where's this guy at? Okay, it's annoying. 1, 2, 3. One for all. $2817. That's good. I've got all the numbers here, and the percentage increases from the SMG crit damage with no perks, no mods, no buffs, 1435. Then with the perk active, one for all, 1936. That's a 35% damage increase. And then if you equip a minor spec mod, that gives another 8% damage increase at 2087. And then finally, if you equip or if you activate bubble and weapons of light, you get 2817 for crit damage. That's another 35% damage increase. Overall, 96% damage increase if you stack all those together. So that is very, very good. And there you have it. That is the one for all perk within Destiny 2. I wouldn't call it top tier because there is a little bit of a limitation for the activation. I mean, even when you're fighting bosses, you're probably going to have more adds around, but that's not a guarantee. And so if you don't have at least 3 enemies to shoot, then you're kind of out of luck for activating the perk. When it comes to mowing down an army of adds, it is very effective. As I show, with the testing that we looked at, you get up to a 96% damage increase when fighting against adds. So that completes my testing for the one for all perk. This is a process that I go through a lot whenever I test out new perks that are added into the game, just to see how they operate. It is a complete pain compared to the days when we had the Leviathan and the Tribute Hall and being able to test everything nice and easily. So please bring back the Tribute Hall. I would greatly appreciate it. It certainly helps with testing and understanding these perks, since there is almost no clarity whatsoever on what the perk does and how it operates and details about it within the game. If you found this video helpful, like is highly appreciated, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't and you are interested in more Destiny 2 content just like this video.